If you are listening to this, you are likely aware of the massive energy crisis looming over the technology sector. We are not talking about the price of oil at the pump. We are talking about the insatiable hunger of artificial intelligence. A single AI query consumes 10 times the electricity of a standard Google search. As data centers expand to power the future, they have hit a wall. Solar and wind are intermittent. Batteries are too expensive at scale. The world needs clean, carbon-free, always-on baseload power. And today we are going to analyze the company that is uniquely positioned to solve this physics problem. We are diving deep into NuScale Power, ticker symbol SMR, based on a forensic review of their financial filings from their SPAC origins in 2021 as Spring Valley Acquisition Corp through their 2024 10K, and most importantly, their latest Q3 2025 earnings presentation. We are going to build a thesis. We will explore why NuScale is no longer just a science project, but a company on the verge of industrial deployment. We will analyze their crucial RoPower project in Romania, their improved liquidity position in 2025, and why being the first and only company with U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission design approval gives them a competitive moat that is virtually impossible to cross. To understand the future, we must first ground ourselves in the history. Looking at the 10K reports from 2021 to 2023, we see a company that was burning cash heavily. This is typical for deep tech. Developing a nuclear reactor is capital-intensive. During these years, the skeptics were loud. They pointed to the cancellation of the Utah project and the high costs of raw materials. And if you stopped reading the reports in 2023, you might agree with them. But the data from 2025 tells a fundamentally different story. Let's look at the liquidity story found in the Q1, Q2, and Q3 2025 presentations. Survival in this industry is about runway. In the third quarter of 2025, NuScale reported a significant stabilization in its cash position, driven by capital market activities and strategic payments. The capitalization summary shows a disciplined approach to managing dilution, while ensuring they have the hundreds of millions of dollars needed to reach the finish line. They have moved from survival mode to execution mode. The centerpiece of the growth thesis lies in the technology, the VOYGR power plant. Unlike massive traditional reactors that take decades to build, NuScale's small modular reactors, or SMRs, are built in a factory and shipped to the site. This is Henry Ford meeting nuclear physics. The Q3 2025 presentation highlights the ongoing revenue generation from the RoPower project in Romania. This is critical. It proves that there is a paying customer on the other side of the table. Revenue in late 2025, while still modest in the single-digit millions per quarter, is primarily attributable to engineering and licensing fees. This is high-quality revenue. It signals that the regulatory phase 1 is advancing. But why is NuScale the winner? Why not the dozen other SMR startups? The answer is in the regulatory documents. NuScale is the first and only SMR design to receive standard design approval from the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Do not underestimate this. In the nuclear industry, a license is the product. It took them over $500 million and a decade of paperwork to get that stamp of approval. Competitors are years, if not decades, behind this milestone. In a race to power AI data centers by 2030, being approved today means you are the only viable option. Let's talk about the data center pivot. In 2025, the narrative shifted. The company is no longer just pitching to utilities. They are pitching to hyperscalers. The Amazons, Googles, and Microsofts of the world have committed to net zero carbon goals, but they also need 247 reliability. Wind and solar cannot provide that without massive battery farms. NuScale can. A VOYGR 6 plant can be placed near a data center, providing dedicated clean power independent of the grid. The 2025 presentations subtly shift the focus toward these industrial heat and power applications. This expands their total addressable market from just electricity consumers to industrial giants. Now let's analyze the risks and the financials from the 2024 and 2025 reports. The operating expenses have been a concern. However, the 2025 data shows that quarterly operating expenses have remained relatively flat and well below the peaks of 2023. This demonstrates management's discipline. They are doing more with less. They are focusing their spend on the uprated 77-megawatt module design certification which is the final piece of the puzzle to maximize the power output and economic efficiency of their plants. So what does the road to 2030 look like? The backlog and pipeline are the key indicators. We are looking for the conversion of memorandums of understanding MOUs into firm contracts. The RoPower project is the catalyst. Once steel goes into the ground in Romania, the perception of risk drops to near zero for other potential customers. We are seeing a network effect in nuclear. The first build is the hardest. The second build is easier. The 10th build is routine. NuScale is currently navigating the first build friction, but the 2025 financial updates suggest they have the capital to endure it. In conclusion, NuScale Power represents a binary bet on the future of energy. But it is a bet with loaded dice. They hold the only regulatory keys to the kingdom in the United States. The financial stabilization we witnessed throughout 2025 removes the immediate bankruptcy risk that plagued the stock in prior years. For the long-term investor, you are not buying a utility company today. You are buying a call option on the decarbonization of the global digital infrastructure. As AI demands more power, NuScale stands alone as the only plug-and-play nuclear solution ready for the 2030s.